here we go.
It's also like, they're like, "Oh, he's a crazy person." I'm like, yeah, that's the only kind of person that would survive what you try to do to him.
Right.
That's the only kind of guy that gets through. Like, you want a perfect person? A perfect person morally falls apart by the time they've been indicted and they've 34 counts, felony counts. Like, your whole body's just destroyed by the stress of you possibly going to jail for the rest of your life. You have to be a fucking insane person to ride that out and not look like anything even happened. Then you get shot.
Yeah.
You get up after you got shot, you're fucking bleeding from your ear, and you go fight, fight, fight. You gotta be a crazy person to get through these. He's a nightmare for anybody that's trying to rig a system. Like, that guy's the nightmare. He's the final boss of fuck you. It's also like, they're like, "Oh, he's
the final boss of FU." I love that. Joe Rogan, wow. What a way to describe Trump. I love it. I love it. Guys, we got to be a little crazy to win the big ones, to beat the rigged system. And do you feel a little crazy today after what we've been through? Oh, no. See, I'm a little blurry again today. Sorry about that, guys. Rumble Studio up to its old tricks. I've had a couple good lives in a row. No blur, but it looks like it's back. Sorry about that. Well, hopefully it fixes itself. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Ace Report. Tonight, you better believe it, we're covering all the ins and outs of this insane day in the markets, especially Finger, especially what's going on with all the nonsense, guys. It's so much nonsense. Are you guys tired of it yet? I hope you are. I hope you are, because it's going to take a little bit of being tired. It's going to take a little pissed off. It's going to take a little bit of resoluteness and anger, righteous anger, to keep our crazy on and to win. You got to have it. You got to have that resolve in you. And I think this is the kind of crowd that has it. I've been around now long enough to know, I believe you guys have it. I know Ham's got it. I know Bam's got it. I know Pedro's got it. I know Big JR's got it. Calling you out, buddy. I know Toe Cramp's got it. I know a lot of you guys in here got it. And I feel good. You know, this today was insane. So Finger earnings comes out. They blasted us down. And they use it as an excuse. It's end of the quarter tomorrow. I tried to warn you guys yesterday, although I was a little optimistic. And obviously, today and tomorrow, the optimism is gone for the 2 days, but back for next week. So tomorrow, I expect they'll probably hit us hard again, or maybe not. We did bottom today and bounce back pretty nicely, but maybe they hit us again tomorrow. But I'm not worried. So let's cover where we're at, where we're going, and how we win. That's what we're going to talk about today. And let's get to it. But first, I got to say hey to everybody. By the way, please, if you like the content, give the video a like before we get started here. Subscribe if you're new. I bet you're going to like this content. If you like fighting corruption, if you like exposing narratives, if you like counterculture, if you like Trump, you're going to like this channel. So give it a subscribe, like, follow, Twitter, all that good stuff. All right, guys. Wago Waco, numero uno tonight. What is going on? US 1. Troy, man, Butters, what's up? Phil Haynes says, will we ever get a win? Well, I could argue we've actually already gotten several wins in the past 6 months to a year. So will we ever get a win is not the right question. It's will we ever get the win? That's the question you should be asking. Not a win. We've gotten plenty of wins. But yes, we'll get the win. There's no way. We're crazy enough. They can't get rid of us. Hobbs, Pat Shagoya, Jacob Allen, Country Computers. What's going on? There's Toe Cramp, Bowtie Alex, Darren Collins, Just Mike, Scott Volkovich, Vin Man, Frank Anastasio, JJ Jackson, Stephen Cromer, Shogun's here, Randy Atwell, BM Pro, Big B, Marco Sanchez, Kim Wale, Cassink, Heidi Moga, how are you? Joe Scarpaggia, R. Will, Randy Atwell, Rum Dog, Bob Wren, Kiss Off, what's going on? Hero at Large, Big JR, there you are. Kiss Off, what's up? Old Finds, Alan Krentz, what's going on, man? Lock Up, Kathy, Jack Wolf, how's it going? Butters, KDC, how you doing? Mark Maddox, what if the blur is what I look like now? Yeah, it's that old age, man. It's you start fading. It's like being in Back to the Future. It's like they're starting to fade me away. Is it better to, what was that Kurt Cobain quote? Jack Black quotes it in High Fidelity. Is it better to burn out or to fade away? That's like Tony D. Is Tony D in the house? Tony, I just tried to tell you guys that that finger is just not all you think it's gonna be, and because of the earnings, they're just not good. It's just not good, guys. And I just trying to tell everybody just to make better choices. If you traded like I did, you'd get some winners. Oh, I forgot to do the high cheekbone smile. You guys, you'd get it. You get it, because hold on, I need another Percocet. Just a second. Hold on here. Oh, that's the good stuff. That's how I stay happy, guys. That's how I stay happy. Anyways, that's how sometimes you just need them to live with yourself. You know what I mean? So anyways, I'm Tony D. And I just signing off tonight. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Oh, Tony D. Lochtefel, what's up? Speaking of Tony D, the Bachelors were out in full force today. They had their best day ever. They're a great day today where they got to celebrate Finger going down, getting crushed, and they get to act as if it's all normal. It's normal when the stock goes down 20% in pre-market on 70,000 shares traded. That's completely normal. That's completely normal. And I don't know what you're doing about it. I don't know why. I just felt a little Jack Nicholson rise up in me. But anyways, it's it's like they're crazy. It's so ridiculous. Ramen Soups was mixing it up with Bam today, and you just gotta laugh. It's crazy. So anyways, let's get into it, guys. We got lots to talk about. I got to get into, obviously, Finger. Going to talk a little bit about RGC, some GameStop news. Interesting on that front. You notice that all the meme stocks got attacked today, whether it was Finger, GameStop, DJT, AMC, you name it. They all got smoked today. And yet, no, it's just a fair market, guys. It's just a fair market. It's okay. It's completely normal. It's completely normal on a regular day when most stocks are green, that all the meme stocks just happen to be red. 2 days before. These guys act like they think we're absolutely stupid. They think we're retarded. And I'm sorry. It's just like, you can't handle the truth, you mother effers. I can't stand these people. They're so terrible. Okay, so Fingers 10K came out today, and I'm just going to tell you the quick summary. It was a big nothing burger. Nothing exciting, but nothing bad either. The company has been like, it's like this, okay? Like it's just a big nothing burger. It's nothing exciting about. It's definitely nothing to crush the company over. But when you couple it with all the contracts that it signed, in fact, $270 million with Indonesia a week and a half ago, this in the tech world, there's another reason why I know they're going after us, the bashers, and they're full of crap, because in the tech world, you don't need like good earnings to be massive when you're building the company in the beginning. Netflix lost billions for years. Nvidia lost billions for years. Okay. It's like Amazon it's the Wall Street is about speculation. It's not about fundamentals, and it should be about fundamentals, but that's not the world we live in. And so, anyways, I'm going to show you one of the biggest examples of this here in a minute. But first, let's just go through a couple things here that I thought were interesting and worth sharing. So Frankie usually puts out pretty good stuff, and he says, next steps now, annual reports out, S3 filing for special warrant dividend payment, release of Roth Capital and Partners report. All right, so what's this about the dividend? Well, in the earnings, it said that that they're not doing a cash dividend. That's fine. Okay. We get it. They'd pulled it back already. That's just being honest. And so everybody out there now is like, there's never going to be a dividend. Da, da, da. No, the talk now is that it's going to be a warrant dividend. Okay. So we all get warrants to buy because that costs the company nothing. Makes perfect sense, right? Ham's been slamming this down. We got people like Frankie out there saying it. I think there's enough chatter to think something's going to be coming. Can I prove it? No. Am I guaranteeing it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But do we have to have it? I don't think so at this point. I really don't. But it'd be nice to have. And then the Roth Capital and Partners report. I'll tell you one thing we learned in the earnings today. Okay. They did a raise. And everybody's bash. Oh, it's getting knocked down because the raise figure totally diluted. Oh, this is how we get crushed. Again, you have to be an idiot to actually come to that conclusion. They did raise. They sold. Well, let me just get to it. Okay, I want to share it. So this is what we're looking at. They raised about 940,000 shares. They sold at 250 per share. So that's our new floor. 250 is our floor. Guys, Finger was trading at 130 last month. 130. That's an almost 100% increase of our floor. Okay. So they sold 940,000 shares of common stock at 250 per share to 8 individuals. Private placement, and these are restricted. So by law, at minimum, these are locked up for 6 months at minimum, but they could be locked up for 9 to 18 months. So you know what this says? Doesn't hurt us at all. It only helps us. It means that these people gave Finger almost $2.5 million at a higher floor. That's the speculation. That's how Wall Street works. They see something. And then people are out there, oh, it's going bankrupt. They only got so much in cash. Finger's going bankrupt. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. That's how they talk. That's how I believe they talk to their moms in their basements. They, as they're trying to process out whatever it is they're typing as they bash the stock. But so Finger just raised almost 3 million. Okay. The floor has risen on the stock. It's restricted stock, so it doesn't even dilute the float right now. And even if it did dilute the float, it's less than 1 million shares. So the dilution wouldn't even be much of anything. All right. So none of this hurts us even a little bit. So those out there saying that it's this is what's killing us, kill the price, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So here's what really happened. They were using earnings, which again were not exceptional, but not bad either. Okay. They were using earnings, not for a startup tech company. They were using earnings as an excuse to attack us at the end of the month. Okay. That's literally what it came down for. But yeah, I get it. It makes you crazy. It makes us all feel a little crazy. We want to wake up and we want to see $500, $1,000. We want that. Absolutely. We want that. We've all fought for it. We've all hoped for it. We want to give us 50, give us 100. We'll take it. We'll take it. We'll stair step. We love it. Okay. Give it to that. Well, that's what we want. And so when we wake up and we've had a really great few weeks and we see the stock crush down 20%, it's rough. It hurts. It's not fun. I get it. But you don't win by it being easy. You win by how many times you take the hits and keep moving. But the good news is this. All the smart people I know, and I'm not just including Ham in this, okay? Bam with his model, and then people like Kit, who I believe are excellent at reading technicals, calling for a big next few days after Friday, after tomorrow, going into starting next week. They believe that things could really start trending up. Kit writes this: double pincher setup is upon us. ADX negatives are well beyond high to continue equals Kickstarter up, which we just were, down today, and then really up. Earnings date is done. Next is the good stuff. The spark for breakaway levels and force them to pay nosebleed higher fees. Who knows real longs enjoy. And that's what I believe is coming. I think we're going to have a good next few weeks, at least few days. Now, is it guaranteed? I don't mean tomorrow. I mean starting on Monday. Tomorrow's end of quarter. But anything's possible. But the setup is there. The setup is starting to look good. And then people asking why was the earnings not so amazing? Well, we just got through 2 years of audits. Okay, waiting for the auditors, and it's done. All right, so the audits are now done, which means that the company's much more freed up to start doing stuff. So all this is working, guys. All this is working the way we want it to. It just is harder than we want it to be. It's just harder than we want it to be. A friend of mine today started the day off freaking out, and I get it. I get it. And as a good friend does, a guy friend does, I told him, stop being a little B. Stop being a little B word. and he stormed off, but he came back not that much longer and he said, thanks, man. Thanks. I needed to hear that. I said, you got it, buddy. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Because we're here by our own volition. We've made the decision to pick this fight because we believe something amazing could happen. And that's why we picked this fight. You have to have resolve, but you also have to live with your decisions. High risk, high reward. That's what we're in here. All right. And we're not going to give up. You know, we might lose some along the way, but at this point, we have the most awesome group of people. And whether it's, you're a DJT shareholder or Finger shareholder or both, or G-Bucks or GameStop, or, you name it, ZJYL, there's still so many plays that have so much potential. And we've been fighting for a long time, and we're just going to keep fighting. DJT's down to $20 right now. Awesome discount rate. Fingers down to $3 again after being $5.50 a week and a half ago. Discount. That's how I look at it. You guys do you. Nobody has to diamond hands here. Everybody does what's best for their families. This is not the ape community from 2021 to 2023. Okay. This is not diamond hands, go bankrupt, especially if you're an AMC. No, this is make good decisions, and all we're doing is communicating our opinions and why we believe things could really do amazing things. And listen, every once in a while, guys, and eventually you get the win. Check this out. Today, RGC hit $800. 2 months ago, the stock was $4. At first, I thought this might be like an IPO that, like an HKD where retail had no chance to get into it. But I was wrong. There were chances for this one. Some retail, not a lot, because the volume is very low on the stock. But they had chances. It was on Reddit. So if you saw this and you got in, guys, you just got your win. You went from $4 to $800. But you know what? You had to fight. You had to wait. So Hobbs says it went to 850. The point is the win came. These do happen for retail. GameStop happened 2021. This happened now. But look at this. Look how long they waited, guys. This only goes back to the end of 2022. But 2023, stock way down from where it was. People held through all this nonsense, and further back. And then boom, it happened. So, dreams do come true, folks. Dreams do come true. If you're willing to fight. If you're absolutely willing to fight, and I'm fighting. I'm here. I'm not going nowhere. You guys know that I like to pick fights. I like the stock fight for me, for my family. I do believe that there's a reason it came to me. And then obviously the political fight. I love the political fight. We got some politics to talk tonight too, after the stock market talk. But because I'm inspired again by Trump's fight, that's why I played the clip at the beginning by Joe. And but they're gonna try to shake us out. They're gonna keep trying to shake us out. They're gonna do everything they can to get rid of us. The bashers have their playbook. Ham's calling it out. Lesson 7: bashers play on your lack of patience. You've held a stock for a while. You knew it would be big someday, but bashers can get to you because you're tired of waiting for your gain. And that's it. That's how they beat you. That's how they beat you. I got a cheesy but awesome clip I wanted to play for you guys because it's inspiring. It's inspiring from one of the great characters of all time, the Italian stallion himself.
You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. And when things got hard, you started looking for something to blame, like a big shadow. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
You're better than that, guys. We're all better than that. Listen, the one thing I love about this clip is because it is, I mean, we're all getting hit, right? And keep moving forward. But it's also stop the blame. It's like the victim mentality, which is so prevalent in our society today. Okay. It's so prevalent in our society. Blame everybody. Blame Ham. Ham got me into this play. No, he didn't. You made a choice. And I'm not yelling at you guys. I'm just saying in general, like you make a choice. It's you chose to put the money in. I chose. Okay. I chose to put the money in. I chose to go after this. I chose to make a risky play. I chose it. That's me. Okay. And then, I might, sometimes maybe we got bad information. I'm not saying from Ham. I'm saying in life, you get bad information, you make choices on that information, but you still made choices. I still make choices. There's no way else to blame, and what we're here for a reason. We're here to we want to do something big for our families because many of us never got like a big shot for. It's very hard to go from like making it to doing really well. It's very hard. You've got to start your own business. You got to have success. It's very hard to do. There's different ways to get there, but not everybody gets there. It's not. We've been in a system that's completely rigged against us for a very long time, and it's not just the stock market. It's the college system. It's the employment system, the corporate system, the political system. It's all rigged against us. And yet our amazing country has been built in such a strong foundation that we could still break through with enough fight in us. But that keeps getting harder. Keeps getting harder as they got more and more embedded. And now we're starting to see a change, thank God. But there's no point in complaining. There's no point in complaining. There's no point in pointing fingers or blaming. It is what it is. And we get to make the most of it the best we can. And that's all we can do, So hope Rocky pumped you guys up like he pumped me up. I watch these movies all the time. I love Rocky, except Rocky 5. We just pretend Rocky 5 doesn't exist. Okay. Like Rocky Balboa pretended Rocky 5 doesn't exist. That's the one where he has brain damage and he He brings up Tommy gun and they fight at the end with their fists. We just forget that one exists because in Rocky Balboa, which is 6, which is the one we just watched, he doesn't have brain damage anymore. So if Sly Stallone can forget that Rocky 5 exists, we can forget that Rocky 5 exists. Okay. But other than Rocky 5, it's a perfect slate of movies. Okay. It's a perfect slate of movies. And I love it. I love it. It inspires me. I make my kids watch it. It's like, there's some about movies that even if there's a little cheese to them, they're just awesome. They're awesome. And it's, the lessons are so good. There's something about boxing movies, most of them, where the lessons are so good. Just showing up, making the fight, and working through it. And each one is fantastic. 4 is the best. 4 is beating that Russian man. When Rocky single-handedly ends the Cold War, it wasn't Reagan, guys. It was Rocky. If I could change, you could change. We all could change. Yep. And then the Cold War fell as the Russians cheered for him. Thank you, Rocky. Thank you for ending the Soviet Union. And you guys thought it was just a movie. No, it's not. It's more, it's so much more. So if Rocky can defeat the Soviet Union, we can beat the Schwarzenegger. So here ends the lesson for today. Anyways, all right, one more thing I wanted to share with you guys just on the stock market before we get into some other stuff here, and I'll catch up with the chat in just a second. But I do got to share this on GameStop because I am afraid as soon as GameStop started running, what did we say? We started saying, look for another dilution. Well, then Cohen went 500 million into Bitcoin, which everybody was like, that's amazing. Oh, yeah, we're all Bitcoin hedge funds now. Well, the stock's just getting crushed since then. And even Finance Lot's watching it. And he says, from a timing perspective, this is obviously all planned. Will a 4th dilution prospectus be filed on Friday to slam the stock again? So let's keep an eye out for that. See if he dilutes in another run for GameStop. I believe that GameStop is an excellent stock to hold if you want to play a long game and you want to 10 times your money in 10 years. I think GameStop has a great potential for that. I really do. I think Cohen is very smart, but I also think Cohen is done with the short squeeze. So just letting you guys know, I'm going to keep harping on this because he did it last year in May twice. And then in December, GameStop started running again. He diluted again. So just be ready for it. In case you're in GameStop, I'm just trying to let you guys prepare yourselves for some heartbreak, possibly as soon as tomorrow. So, all right, let me catch up in the chat here a little bit. Tokram says we're early adopters, so it's going to be harder since we've been patient for so long, but at least we don't have to chase when it runs. Amen to that. Yeah. Brett says, just thinking of you across Richard Simmons and Nancy Pelosi, one hell of a retarded cheerleader. What does it have to do with anything? I love it. Oh, okay. Okay. That's nice. Moody says, in the end, it might have been cheaper for Wall Street to have let us win in AMC. We know too much now. It motivated us, and good teachers came forward to help us. Amen to that. I completely agree with you. Hobbs says on RGC, people were talking about it on Reddit for the last 4 years. So 4 years those people waited, guys, for that RGC run. I mean, it's insane. It's just insane what this stock did. But guys, that could be us. That can be us with Finger. And and the other thing about RGC, guess what? No revenue. So for all those bashers out there saying Finger doesn't have the revenue, Finger sucks, Finger's going bankrupt. Well, RGC didn't need a revenue to go to $850. It just needed some shorts to start covering. And that's all it took. So JR says, hold on, guys, I gotta go run through a wall. Be right back. That's awesome. Yeah, Sly Stallone did write Rocky for himself. He refused. He refused offers for his script because they wouldn't let him play the role. And so, with like $9 left in his pocket, he finally had somebody tell him they'd buy the script and let him play the role. And obviously, the rest is history. Like, Stallone's a cool dude, man. If you actually hear Stallone's story, he loves Trump, man. Also, he loves it. Yeah, I brought the sermon tonight. So now it says, I've gotten older. I'm glad I quit school in the 6th grade. I've learned to pick my battles. I don't give up. Negative people don't seem to affect me. Well, that's cool, man. Brett says, new movie idea. Tony D is Scambo, running around on a pink moped, fighting seniors riding the rascal series on the sidewalk. So if that was Tony D, it's Scambo. He's like, hey, guys. Hey, I'm just gonna, like, I gotta just beat you up. You're 85, but you know what? You're on my side of the road. Yeah. So, and people watch. I'm going to teach you how to win a fight against this old person. I kind of lost the voice there. I didn't see Bongino on Fox today. No, I missed it. But yeah, I'll have to watch that. Yeah, you could short GameStop tomorrow or RGC. Oh, good luck, man. I would not touch anything this crazy right now. Because it could spike up on you. It could absolutely spike up on you. All right, a couple of things to look out for. Housing market now has over 500,000 more sellers than buyers, most on record. So housing market guys might be having a big crash soon. That would not be fun. I don't know if you guys were following the tariff stuff today, but the tariffs got slapped down by a judge against Trump, and then another appeals court upheld the tariffs. So they're going to keep going. But then Trump ushered this statement. I thought this was interesting because we talked about this. It was either last night or the night before. Remember, I told you guys that in Trump's first term, because somebody was like, these judges, they're Trump judges. They're what was it? They're Trump judges. He picked bad choices. Amy Coney Barrett, all this. Well, Trump put this out, and this is pretty fantastic. So let me get down to here. He's talking about the judges he's put in, and it's so interesting. This just came out 2 days after we talked about it. He says, I was new to Washington. It was suggested I use the Federalist Society as a recommending source on judges. I did so openly and freely, but then realized they were under the thumb of a real sleazebag named Leonard Leo, a bad person who is in his own way probably hates America, and obviously he has his own separate ambitions. He openly brags about how he controls judges and justices of the Supreme Court. I hope that's not so. I don't believe it is. In any event, Leo left the Federalist Society to do his own thing. I'm so disappointed in the Federalist Society because of the bad advice they gave me on numerous judicial nominations. This is something that cannot be forgotten. With that being said, I'm proud of many picks, but disappointed in others. And then he goes on to talk about tariffs, but that was a big deal, him calling out the Federalist Society. And there's Trump telling you guys exactly what happened in the first term, that he didn't know where to look for the judges, so he trusted the Federalist Society to vet them for him. And there was a bad actor involved. So you better believe this administration will no longer use the Federalist Society, which is basically going to put the Federalist Society out of business. Or I don't know, completely out of business, but it's going to majorly hurt them because their whole existence is basically to help Republicans pick judges. And so if Trump has basically put them out of business for the next 4 years, and if Vance gets in, you better believe he won't use them either. So bye-bye Federalist Society, which, this is another way of draining the swamp. It's not going to get a lot of news, but it's important. And then Pam Bondi dropped this. The American Bar Association has lost its way, and we do not believe it serves as a fair arbiter of judicial nominees. The Justice Department will no longer give the American Bar Association the access they've taken for granted. And here it is. For several decades, the ABA has received special treatment, enjoyed special access to judicial nominees. Unfortunately, they no longer function as a fair arbiter, and its ratings invariably and demonstrably favor nominees put forth by Democratic administrations. Accordingly, while the ABA is free to comment on judicial nominations, there's no justification from, specifically, the Office of Legal Policy will no longer direct nominees to provide waivers, allowing the ABA access to non-public information, including bar records. So they're working on taking down the American Bar Association as well. So if you hate lawyers, if you hate the judicial system, Trump and Bondi have just taken an axe to two of the biggest players, most influential players, and those who get promoted within the judicial system. That's a big freaking deal. That's a big freaking deal. And I love to see it, how Trump is fighting back. And it makes so much sense that he is, because, guys, you think it's corrupt in the markets. Well, there's so much, it's so corrupt everywhere that, it's like, pick your battles one at a time, complete and move forward. And I think that's one of the reasons Trump hasn't really gone into the financial markets yet. I also think he's waiting to get the bill passed for the tax cuts, so he won't need Congress for the rest of the year, and he can just keep going nuts. But that's my own pet theory. We'll see how it plays out. But the point is that if he goes after the financial markets, well, with the judiciary the way it is right now, it could all get overturned anyways. I mean, judges could stop him again from doing stuff. So we need a Supreme Court ruling as well to stop all this district court injunctions, nationwide injunctions. I mean, look how crazy things are. This is calling out. So this guy's getting exposed. Look at this douchebag. He's just got the devil in his eyes and needs some overbite boy, I guess. But anyways, this is Norm Eisen. He's famous because he's sued President Trump over 180 times. Funded by George Soros, Bill Gates, and other prominent leftist traders and Americans, he's friends with John Roberts, Chief Justice. Norm's behind planning the judicial coup and John Roberts allowing it to play out. So this is where all these suits are coming from, guys. Him, Mark Elias, but these people are evil and they're doing everything they can to stop it. So we're slowing down. It's not going to last forever. It's not going to last forever. We will get big wins, but they are slowing things down. And so I know it's frustrating when Trump's not like ban naked shorting right now, but he can only do so much because the fights are going from every single angle, but especially from the judiciary. They're the one place that's slowing him down right now. I do believe that'll stop. I do believe the Supreme Court's going to rule and severely weaken district court's ability to give injunctions, freeing Trump back up. I do believe we're going to get the bill passed for the tax cuts. So, but listen, it's all a process, and sometimes that process can be a pain in the butt to go through. But this is why we needed a crazy person, like Rogan said. This is why we needed somebody who knows how to take the hits and keep moving forward. Kasink says Trump needs to do an Andrew Jackson quick. Yeah, right. Tokram says I'm confused. I thought nothing was happening. Exactly. Big winning, guys. Big win, and we're gonna keep winning. We're gonna keep winning. We're taking out the American Bar Association. I mean, man, that's massive. That's massive, and we're gonna keep winning for a long, long time. Okay, so this is where I get to yet again do a little victory lap where he looks like Joel Osteen. Brett says that dude should marry Hester Pierce and they could have the homeliest kids on the planet. I love it. I love it. Rumdog says the last administration appointed the most incompetent judges they could find. You mean the Biden? Oh yeah, absolutely. What was that called? Abraham Lincoln did even FDR with gold. I'm not quite sure what you're talking about, Alan. You mean the greenbacks? I don't know what you mean by gold, but When I think of my expired car warranty calls, I think of this dude. He looks like missing Joel Osteen's time in hands photo on a milk carton. You guys are killing me. You're killing me. Okay, I'm going to do a little victory lap real quick because I do believe that I told you guys that, well, actually, let me play this clip first. And then I'm going to do the whole where did you hear it from first? Because I was way ahead of this guy. Which, by the way, this is Mark Halperin, probably the best political reporter in the world right now, at least for the U.S.
What I want to talk to you about is the challenge I see for the Democrats in making sure that as they get to late 2026 after the midterms and into the presidential year, that they've got a good chance to win. Because I think right now, again, on the current trajectory, they'll have a problem. 2028 will be a year, assuming Donald Trump serves out his full term, with no incumbent. And in the modern era, which I mark from when President Reagan was in office, we've had 4 cycles without an incumbent: 1988, 2000, 2008, and 2016. In all those cycles, we had a different dynamic. What we've never had before on either side is a vice president like J.D. Vance. Now, in 3 of those years, we did have vice presidents who were interested in running for president. George H.W. Bush in 88, Al Gore in 2000, and Joe Biden in 2016. Okay. And in those cases, those vice presidents did not receive overwhelming support from their presidential, from the president who they served with. It's a big deal because presidents can put their thumb on the scale. This president can really put his thumb on the scale. If, as I expect, Donald Trump endorses J.D. Vance, that in Republican politics, since Trump became the king of the party, has been dispositive. It's rare for Trump to endorse a candidate who doesn't win. But it's more than just Trump's expected support. J.D. Vance has enormous advantages because we've never seen a vice president like this.
We've never seen a vice president like this. Who told you guys that? Who told you that? Mark Halperin did his entire show today. He did, well, 2 shows today on major sections on how J.D. Vance is pretty much a shoo-in. And not just for the Republican primary, though Mark will not say this, but he also spent a lot of time talking about how the Democrats have nobody. And Mark Halperin, again, the best political reporter probably in the world, at least in the U.S., fairest, I got to say, is he's out there saying that he's never seen anything like this before, ever. He had Newt Gingrich, and I'm telling you guys, so the winning's going to continue. The winning's going to continue for a long time. The question is, are you willing to stick it through? Because if we don't stop pushing forward, if we don't stop supporting the right team, if we don't give up, if we don't get impatient, we are going to see wins that we never thought possible. And I don't just mean stocks. Obviously, I think those are pretty close, especially Finger and DJT and G-Bucks. But I'm talking about for our nation. I'm saying if whatever Trump doesn't get done, it's all a process, okay? So he's going to get a lot done these 4 years, already has, but so much is going to get done. But whatever is not done, okay, because there's a lot that's got to get done by Congress, and Congress isn't there yet. It's not there yet. We need better Congress. We need better Republicans. That's going to take a couple cycles. So we got to try to win 2026 just to squeak it out, because it's going to be a tough one in the House. But then 2028, with JD comes in, we get more MAGA Republicans because more will retire and stuff. JD is going to be an awesome president. We keep it going, and the better it gets, the bigger our majorities, the more MAGA our candidates, the more we'll win. And this is just the beginning. I'm telling you guys. So for everybody out there, and I'm not saying you guys, but there's a lot of people out there, especially on X, nothing's getting done. Trump's already failed. Oh, they're not getting the Doge cuts in. Dude, we're at the beginning. We're at the beginning, I believe, of 12 years. Unless something insane happens. Okay. Unless JD Vance, when he gets into the presidency, turns out to be a crazy drunk or something and throws it away. But with the momentum we have, with the Democratic Party being the weakest it's ever been, these fights from the judiciary and stuff, guys, once this is broken, once their power is broken in this, that those fights are going to go away. Trump is here. He's paving the ground. He's pounding through the granite on the ground to get to the soft dirt where it's going to be a lot easier. But that's what we're going to go through. We got to go through whatever corrections are coming in the economy. We got to get through this awful judiciary. We got to still purge the deep state. All that's happening. And then more and more good stuff's going to happen. I'm telling you, I really, truly believe that we're going to have control of the government. Maybe not the entire Congress and the presidency, but at least the presidency and Congress, most of it, for the next 12 years. I really believe that, which also means as long as we have that president, it also means we're guaranteed to get a better and better set of judges and justices in the courts, because it's up to the president to nominate all the federal judges, including the Supreme Court. So 12 years, that's a lot. That's a lot of time to just get an awesome court built. So we'll completely remake our judiciary in the next few years. That'll be fixed, and then we'll keep purging Congress. And I'm telling you, at some point, the Democrats will come back and get a win, or a new party will rise up, destroy the Democrats, and get a win. It will happen. These things never last forever. The people will get tired. So they'll want something to shift. But the point is we're going to get a long enough time, as long as Trump keeps up the momentum, to change things forever. And I do believe it's going to get better and better. But guys, for a reporter like Halprin to already be saying just 5 months into Trump's presidency, that 2028's already looking like a shoo-in, I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you. I mean, not only did I tell you guys first, just another check right there for me, about JD Vance and how powerful this setup was going to be, and the plan for this. But for him to see it, for them to be, it has to be so obvious for somebody in the media to be willing to actually go out on a limb like that it's a huge deal. So anyways, I'm amped. And I'm telling you, like, this politics stuff, I just get Trump. And so, and I get the MAGA movement, and I really do believe it's a movement from God, and it's meant to bring about a lot of things. It's a restructuring to our nation, real justice back to our nation, common sense back to our nation, the rebuilding of the family and traditional values in our nation, and true wealth back to our nation, back to the people, not the few at the top. That's what I truly believe is the MAGA movement's all about. And I do believe they're going to see it through, because for us to get, a lot of movements have happened before, and they've been ruined by their leadership, either dying off, no succession plan, or their leadership failing morally and being corrupted. But we are so blessed that we got Trump, who's crazy like a fox in all the right ways. He's crazy. He's also a genius. I can't recommend Mark Halperin's podcast enough today with Newt Gingrich. They spent a good 5-10 minutes talking about how Trump's a genius and how anybody who thinks otherwise is a moron. And this is like, Halperin is not a Trump cheerleader. He's not anti-Trump, but he's very fair. And so to hear him say it too is huge. But the point is, Trump can't be turned. He cannot be corrupted or turned. He's way past that. And I don't believe JD Vance can either. JD Vance is a man of faith, but also JD was not given anything. He was built in the fire growing up in Appalachia with a drug addict mother, pulled himself out of the crap. And when you grow up like that and you overcome, there's a steeliness within you that cannot be corrupted. It just can't be. And I've met so many people like that. The people with the hardest childhoods that get through it healthy, those are the people that I always find to be the best character people I've ever met. Yeah, the worst character people are usually the spoiled ones or the people who had a terrible childhood and got bitter. Those are always the two types of people I find to be that grow up to be the worst kind of people. But the way JD Vance got up and grew up and what he became, he's got the makings of a great, great man and leader. And so I believe MAGA is here to stay for a long, long time. And very excited about it. All our waiting, guys, has been worth it. And so I know it doesn't feel like it every day, but we're in the stream. Okay. It's like when you're in, we've caught the current. We're in the ocean. We caught the current, the winning current. But we're at the beginning. And sometimes it feels a little rocky, but it's going to get us where we want to go if we do not give up. So Brett says 97 likes. Please, guys, if you don't mind, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Please give the boost to the channel. If you want to join, we did a members live last night. Every Wednesday is members lives. It's $3. Just hit that join button. You can do a higher amount if you want but it's $3 minimum to get into the members lives and join the Discord. I appreciate that very much, guys. All the support. The members here are great, and we have an awesome community in the Discord and on X and everywhere. So yeah, JD did want to pounce on Zelensky in that meeting. That meeting was so awesome. Big JR says 12 years blows my mind. I'm still trying to figure out how fish smell underwater. What does that have to do with anything? Oh man, you guys crack me up. So on that note, guys, I'm going to call tonight. Let's end as always. We'll close out in a prayer, and because we need prayer. We need it more than ever, because it's one thing to be praying when you're desperate and losing. It's another thing to pray for endurance when you're winning, to see things through. Because a lot of people are so close to getting what they want and give up right before it happens. And we don't want that to happen. So, and Alan, you said something earlier about Lincoln, and it was with the courts. He suspended habeas corpus is what he did. So I thought you said something about gold. Anyways, I wanted to address that and I'd forgotten. All right, let's close out in a prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you for today. God bless everything, God, you're doing in this nation. We thank you for the wins we are seeing. And we thank you for the ability to branch out and see the context of when days like this happen. And it's hard for those of us fighting in the stock market for certain plays, certain battles we've chosen, to be honest. And discouraging days like this, I thank you, God, we have the ability to branch out, and we have good people leading us, feeding us good information, so we can make better choices than just seeing our prices go down and an attack. So I thank you for that. I thank you for this amazing community. I thank you for the education you've given us over the years. I thank you that you're building something to last in our nation that we've desperately needed for decades. And I'm so grateful it's finally coming together and heading in the right direction. So God, I pray for protection and wisdom over all of our leaders in these fights, especially President Trump and his team. Pray that you give them wisdom and boldness and courage to keep moving forward and fight the hard battles, and let the people stay with them so that they don't get discouraged. And we can all continue to inspire each other to keep moving forward until the job is finished. And so I thank you for that. Bless everybody here, Lord, with wisdom. Bless them in their relationships, their health, and their finances. And just thank you for all you've given us and how good you've been to us and all you're going to do going forward with us, God. We thank you because we don't deserve it, but you love us anyways. And so we're grateful for that. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Love you guys. Bless you. Have a great night. And, you might see me this weekend. We'll see. I'm going to be following very closely all the stuff happening. Got a busy weekend, birthday party for my daughter on Saturday. Pray for me. And, so we'll see, but you might see me soon. All right. God bless you guys. Have a great night. I'll see you soon. Take care.